Hello, divine creators. Welcome to the Meta Universe. We are Kemet, and welcome to Divine Light with Kemet. Light representing the physical realm now born of Source, the divine light, the pure light, the light of the awakened Source frequency. And this is where we will be bringing through channelings from our collective frequency of Kemet, which is our source physical manifesting frequency, the magician, the alchemy of source in the physical realm. We are so excited to begin this new chapter of our work, and we have been taking these past few weeks to integrate and to become familiar with this new way of being, this new space. And we would like to share some words of knowledge, wisdom we've been receiving from Source, downloads, and we have been sharing this message little by little in the different readings and the tarots that come through. We would just like to put it wholly in a condensed form so that should you want to understand it in a fuller, more fluid manner, you are able to do so. Okay. You have done ever so well. You have done what we as Source thought perhaps was not quite possible. For before we came to Earth, we witnessed humanity creating absent truth, absent understanding, absent love, absent empowerment. They were enslaved within illusion, enslaved within a powerless sense of being, where they honored external frequencies, external energies as gods and beings above them, enslaving themselves even further with understandings and ideas of their worthlessness and enslavement and servitude to these beings in order to live respectable lives. They lived in darkness, and not the awakened darkness of the unknown frequency, but the darkness of illusion, of confusion, of absence of self, absence of source. They lived in a light of toxicity, a physical realm of suffering. And as we witnessed them, as we looked, we had hoped that a few of them would catch on, would feel us, would sense us, and we sent our energies, our frequencies, hoping they would sense, they would feel us, they would have an idea of the love they are. However, they were born of the physical. This earth experience is the most physical, the newest in creation, the youngest, an infant project, if you may see it as a project or an experiment, youngest. And without the understanding of compassion, of source, of love, of connection, of oneness, they were destructive, immature, and you can see it still now, how grown men and grown women and grown beings throw tantrums, have no control and understanding of their emotions, no empathy, self-serving, arrogant, narcissistic, violent, abusive, destructive, wicked. And we saw all of this. We did not judge, for even in that destruction, there was learning, there was discovery, there was healing. And we had hoped that we would be able to, rather that one of them, some of them, the majority of them, the collective of them, would sense us. The suffering came quite great, to the point where as energy will have it, the opposing frequency was born. So the great suffering and the blindness and destructive nature of humanity birthed a wanting of love, of unity, of compassion. This allowed a gateway. We were now able to intervene. We could not intervene until there was a want. We could not answer until there was a question. They could not receive unless they wanted. So finally there was a want. They did not understand what the want was, nor did they have an idea of what they wanted, but they had a sense of there must be more, and this cannot be the only way we can be. We then came through this gateway thinking, oh yay, we can now finally show them by just being. So we came fully in all of our magic. We became the angels, the unicorns, the galactics, the this, the that, which, well, they have documented through history, through scripture. Some of our stories have faded to fairy tale and legend and myth. However, we came, fully realized, thinking, surely if they see how magnificent it is to create and source, they will release their ways and allow the empowerment of source to come through. Understanding that as we also came through, for a balance, all the other lower frequencies would also come through in their manifest energies. And the humans couldn't feel us. Not yet. They could see us, they could see the beauty and the love and the light, but they couldn't feel the love. But when the lower frequencies came, they could see the power, the malice, and they could feel that, for that was the absence where they created from. So us coming in that form didn't quite help. They worshipped us, which is not what we wanted. They revered us as these beings, better and higher, which is not what we wanted. So we realized this would not work. So we released and we left. We then came again, and this time we tried a different way. We came again in human form, and we then assisted again by being healers and helpers and learning. This also wasn't received quite well, for when we awakened within our power, it scared some of the humans. They did not understand where it came from. We became persecuted. We became punished, enslaved, killed for being. So we had to come through again and try again. We have tried countless of variations of ways to assist humanity awaken. Many different lifetimes, many different chances, many different dimensions, many different realities. Oh, we tried many, many, many ways. And then, by some miracle, and of course, infinite light code work on your part, you beautiful healers, we understood that one, will have to come through and be unawakened as humans. Two, instead of awakening and showing them, it is not about them. It is about us just being. So we realized this isn't a show and tell kind of way here. We can't come to Earth, show them what they can do, and expect them to then take it on. We understood that would be similar to conditioning. So we had to come through, be unawakened as the humans are, and hope and trust that we, as these powerful beings, will be able to break through the illusion and the conditioning. And once that has happened, we will be able to live our truth, not by actively trying to change the way of being, but rather by us just being and them being inspired by us. But in order for them to be inspired by us, they need to be able to feel the love that we are creating in. So as we awaken into our energies, they need to feel the love. So we need to heal all of the destructive energies, the unawakened energies, through love, in order that whatever we awaken into will be love. Thus, when we create, they will feel love and finally understand what it is to create from source, love. So we came through unawakened. You took on many, many tasks and challenges through your upbringing, through your adult life, many suffering, many different experiences, to transmute them to love, to transmute the suffering, the neglect, the abuse, the pain, all of it to love. Thus weaving love within the human understanding, the human frequency, the human DNA. And now, as you were doing this in the caterpillar period rather, creating in the illusion unawakened, but being aware of, wait, this isn't right, that doesn't feel right, and making these micro adjustments to love. You were weaving healing love because you were able to sense your collective. Unlike the humans, you were able to sense love. Unlike the humans, you were able to connect to source. Unlike the humans, you were able to connect to spirit. You were able to connect to the other frequencies that were able to assist. And remember, here in the human earthly experiencing, we are taught of the realms of physical and spirit. We are hardly taught of the other dimensions that we discover as we awaken organically on our own. We are taught of physical and spirit, and the physical world is conditioned and the spirit world is conditioned through different religions and different cultural and traditional beliefs. It was easier to first release the conditioning of the spirit because it's unseen. The physical you live every single day, so to release what is seen every day to fluidity, a bit tricky, but to release what you can't see to the limitless, easier. So that is the first, to expand, to be free. So you came, you are a powerful ancient being. You were asked to come to earth to assist humanity because you saw their suffering and you saw they're not getting it, so we need to get it for them. Because we are love and we love them not to be in suffering any longer. And we knew it would be a fascinating feat for the physical to connect to source, for it would also be a powerful place for us to learn and to grow and expand within love. It might not work, but hey, let's give it a go. Understanding it's a great sacrifice on our part, but knowing that if it wasn't going to work, if anything was not going to work, we would be, for lack of a better term, evacuated from this plane and would return back to our home frequencies, and then Earth would just cease to be, for it would destroy itself in its unawakened frequencies. It would not be able to expand any further than where it was stuck for such a long time. So we came through, became awakened, slowly awakening, slowly figuring it out, released spirit from being whatever humans have decided that energy is, allowed spirit to be infinite and free as source, and that was the magic. Number one, we have freed the spirit realm to source. So now we were able to release the conditioned frequencies of spirit and tap into the source frequencies of spirit. And now we were receiving guidance from core source. Your channelings, your understandings, your awakenings. Okay, understanding earth, really awakening, really seeing humanity for the first time, really seeing the suffering and saying, ooh, something is wrong here. You were really able now to have a greater sense of source through the guidance of spirit, until finally you were at a level, well, the magic, right? The magic formula of 2020 perfect vision. 2020, 2019, the alchemy of the numerology began, which, to be honest, Source, we are feeling Source saying that that was a bit of a surprise. Of all of the plans we had, the 2020 frequency coming in so strong, that was a bit of a welcome, miraculous, unexpected weaving. For it was almost born of the conditioning of humanity to say 2020 perfect vision. But it was magic because it was in the frequency of humanity and they awakened themselves. It wasn't a indirect, forced thing. Humans just said 2020 perfect vision, and you were one of them as you're awakening. Perfect vision. You felt this 2020 portal open. You felt the portal and you were like, yes, something good is going to happen, something magical. We can feel the love. We want to see it. We want to see our love. We want to see our abundance. We want to see our truth. We want to see our wealth. We want to witness all that we are. That now that you had released spirit to source, you had allowed a teacher of source to come through for you. Because in order for you to see all that you are love, you are abundance, you are all of these things you want, you simply had to see where you were creating the absence of it, where you were disallowing yourself to receive it, how you were disallowing yourself to receive it, the energies you were allowing yourself to be in, the relationships you were co-creating, whatever it was you were entertaining and enabling, which disallowed you from receiving all that you are, because it disallowed you from embodying, from understanding that you are all of this beautiful magic you are wanting. So a powerful portal opened 11/11/2019, and spirit was able to come through fully as source, and we embodied our spirit selves, all in different ways, in different manifestations. You had your spirit guides come through fully, the spirit guides of source, because you had released the conditioning of spirit, that now the spirit guides, the spiritual, remember, each realm is limitless, so you are able to tap into the section, the portion of spirit which is creating as source, because that is the energy you want to now create in the physical as source, through what you asked for. Perfect vision, to see yourself in the clarity, in your fullest, in your highest manifest form, which is as source. So your spiritual teachers came. Some of you became the full embodiment of this spirit being, like us. Others of you just had them all around you, guiding you strongly. You all had different ways of being taught, of connecting to your spirit source selves. And this allowed the cocooning phase, because now you were surrounded by the spirit realm and the spirit realm of source, and all around you you could now feel source. you could feel the frequency of source, and they were able to assist you to raise your energy all around you to source, and they navigated for you the different places of source, which is why they asked you to trust and just go where they go, release what you have to release, receive what you have to receive rather, not to judge the experience, and still to rest, right? Every single time, rest. Don't effort, rest. Because they knew we are spirit showing you and guiding you to the frequencies of source, that you may be within the energies of source. And in this space, oh yes, things are starting to manifest, things are starting to change, but not 100% as where you want to. Pretty good manifestations, but still a few things needing to iron out, and that confused you a bit because you were thinking, but we've done the work, so why are we not manifesting the big things? And Spirit was like, be patient, don't do anything, just rest. And now we understand why. The spirit beings are saying, we are not to manifest for you. We are not going to create for you. We don't want the responsibility of your creative power. Just as we wouldn't let you come into the spirit to start creating for us. We are free. We are powerful. Velastri has said so many times, we learn from you, Kemet. We've learned from your physical experience, but you, of course, do not tap into our physical, in our spiritual reality and create for us. We are creating very well for ourselves. Thank you very much. Just as you are creating beautifully for yourself. Thank you very much. We simply came to show you the waters, the energies, the frequencies in which you could create fully, wholly, accurately to the center point, that 2020 perfect vision, to your fullest manifestation. Not to the approximation of it, but the fullest manifestation, the infinite possibility, the fullest bloom of your flower, the flower you were meant to be, the flower that your source can be, not the flower that your other people externally or other frequencies have guided you to be, but rather the flower that's organically yours to be as source. So for the past few 3 to 4 years, you were learning how to reach to source, right? The meditations are all about reaching into source, centering into source, raising the frequency, centering the source, staying in the frequency, raising. It was all about sharpening our receptors to source. Because Spirit said, yes, we're coming through, and you can finally have a feel of source. And we're simply just blindly guiding you to source, blindly, because we don't know how it's going to affect your physical reality. All we know is that as we're guiding you to source, you're going to release all the toxic stuff, because source isn't toxic, and you're going to then reclaim all the things that empower you. But how it looks like, don't react. Some of you have to lose family, friends, careers, this and that. Some of you, whole identities being shifted. But don't panic, don't worry about that, don't stress about that. We are literally allowing you the understanding of where your source frequency is. And then we did so well, so good, that in 2023, the year of 7, this was the big one. 7, everything balancing to source. And you did so well. You've been anchoring as source. You have been anchoring as source for so much, for so long and so well, that you are literally one with source. You are source creators. And you feel it. Each and every single one of you can feel how you are just embodying source, how you're no longer willing to entertain the toxicity, entertain the stress, entertain the noise. You are happy to be in your own little worlds, creating and manifesting a source. You're no longer interested in the illusion. You're no longer interested in creating within suffering. You're no longer interested in creating in the absence of self. You are fully allowing yourself to be realized and to be fully aligned with source at all times, to the best of your ability at all times. And so the spirit frequency said, well, we came to guide you to source. because you had freed us to source. And we did so because look at how you have guided yourself to source now. And you have freed the physical to source. You have said, we no longer wish to create the illusion, and now you no longer do. You said, we want to be in our highest frequencies of source, and now you are. So we, the spirit frequency, can return back to our spirit world. And you are now to apply all the teachings by yourself on your own. Because this is now how you truly manifest everything. We were there to embody you, to assist you, to guide you to your emperor, to your empress, to your king of wands, king of pentacles, king of cups, king of swords, queen of wands, queen of pentacles, queen of swords, queen of pentacles, of wands, of cups. We were there to guide you to the feel of physical source, of the physical being one with source, the energy which you had observed before even coming to earth, where you saw humans creating absence, thinking, oh, if only just one of them could just connect to source. That is what you came here to do, and that is what your spirit frequency came here to assist you to do. That which the other humans could not get, you were getting, you were awakening to, and you did it. You succeeded, which is why the spirit frequency has now, it's done. That was its portion. They came there to teach you that. They came here there to guide you to source, and now you are graduated. You have successfully integrated source within the physical. That chapter of your life is done. So now as they have gone back, this is the feeling you are feeling right now at this time. The discomfort, the weirdness, the almost abandonment, right? You can feel source, absolutely. You can feel source anchored within you, absolutely. But it no longer feels so crowded. It no longer feels so busy with spiritual frequencies everywhere, right? Because when you were the embodiment of the spiritual team came here to show you source, the whole spirit world came through in order for you to really marinate, to swim in source, and for you to really release and remove the illusion physical world from your focus. Right? Source was like, okay, we're going to take off the illusion glasses, we're going to put on source frequencies so that you can just really be immersed in source. And now that that's done, Source's spirit said, okay, we're taking off our spiritual glasses. You don't need them anymore because you've corrected your sight to source. And now it's time for you to be. Because, well, we, the spirit frequency, is saying, don't know what's next. We haven't been here before. It's the first time a physical frequency as humans have now connected to source. So this is a treat, one, for all of creation, because it's a new, beautiful extension of source in the physical realm that has never existed before. Two, it's going to allow humans the ability, the opportunity to awaken and to connect to source this way. And three, you, beautiful beings, you are now getting to experience first-hand source creating as a human physical frequency through you. You are evolving the human consciousness. You are literally embodying source power frequencies within the physical humanoid experience. And you are expanding it, evolving it, changing it It's no longer confined to the ways in which humans are to be. You're now allowing yourself to be source, having a physical experience, and this human vessel, this human experiencing is evolving beyond the understanding and the parameters of human, which is why you feel so other. And so you can't be defined. What's gender? What's race? What's this? What's that? You're like, stop boxing. That doesn't mix. None of that. None of that. Even. We're just source, and we are discovering how the source within us manifests. And this allows the 90% of unknown magic and unknown manifesting space that humans were not tapping into to be tapped into. You see, before coming to Earth, when we observed humanity, they were creating in that destruction, the suffering, the chaos, creating in the 10% of what they could be doing. They weren't aware of the 90% of what they could possibly be creating. We don't even know what it is. We were waiting there, maybe having our spiritual popcorn, waiting to see what next could possibly be in the beautiful expansion, but it was a loop. It felt like somebody just kept playing loop, the same thing over and over, and realized, wow, they're not evolving. They are not evolving past destruction. And now you are here, the embodiment of source, and you are evolving the human experience beyond destruction, beyond suffering, beyond all of the pain. You are evolving humanity through love, truth, peace, tranquility, healing, source, wholeness, alchemy, power, abundance, fullness. No one needs to suffer for you to be wealthy, for you to be powerful. No one needs to be lesser than. No one needs to be poor for you to be rich. No one needs to be lesser than for you to be in power. Nobody needs to be pulled down for you to achieve. You are allowing everyone to be in their power, in their wealth, and everyone in their power as source. This is where we are awakening humanity. And source is saying, yes, we know you are tired, because each step it felt you were closer and closer and closer, and each step you thought, this is it, this is it, this is it, and each step when things weren't quite right, you thought, oh, it's a never-ending cycle. And you were saying you were going through the healing process. Remember, you are healers. You came here to heal humanity, not just to come here and have a good time. You wouldn't choose this earth to have a good time, not earth at this dimensional frequency. Earth at the highest frequency of awakening, absolutely. You'll go there just for the sake of going, not necessarily to anchor in, but just to experience how you would feel as a divine being on earth. But this earth, this reality, this dimension from 3D to 5D, this was not a good time vacation spot. This was a healing mission. And the first step was come here and be unawakened, be the caterpillar. Step 2, awaken to source by calling in teachers of source to guide you to source. Cocoon. Step 3, embody the instruction and apply as the butterfly. So you can think of this as any science experiment. Step 1, rewrite the theory that was giving you the results you were not wanting, because the results were always suffering. That's because the methodology was in the collective programming, so we had to do other research. So we had to rewrite the theory. Step 1, caterpillar. Step 2, receive the methodology in the chrysalis. receive the way to source, the guidance to source. Now step 3, apply the methodology. This is the experiment stage. Now we are source in the physical realm. Let's see what happens. Let us see the 90%, which humans were happily ignoring because they are happy in their suffering, right? So let us see the 90%, which humans could infinitely be. And we are choosing the 90% through love, because that is the healing frequency we came through. Because love is the frequency of existence. You allow yourself the fullest, optimum maturity flowering of you. You are allowing the source frequency direct access through all that you are in order for the source you are to literally manifest in the form. That means you allow the source you are. That means you allow all of who you are. That is the full acceptance, allowance, honoring, respect of all that you are to be. The wholeness of you, a holy being. You are allowing all of you to be. That's the biggest expression of self-love there ever is. You're not denying a single cell of you, a single fiber of existence from being. You are saying every single atom of my vibrational being is allowed. That is love. It is not dependent on anyone else. Everybody is free now. You are free now. All is free to create in their fullness, in their love. And this is where you are. This is where we are, those who are here to awaken humanity. We are finally at the stage where we are transforming into the magician, into the alchemists, into the full physical embodiment of the source frequency without being guided there. We no longer need to tap into source to be guided to source. We simply are source. We simply are source. That's the grounding you feel. That's the certainty. That's the, that anchoring, that you're sitting in it and you all feel it. It's like a gunk. It's this knowing, this weighty, dense, and not dense as in heavy, but it has weight. The source gung knowing. It's no longer a light, fluffy idea. It's anchored in you. We are source. I am source. It's a knowing, and you're embodying it in the physical. And now the physical is taking the shape of it. And all you need to do is remember the teachings that you learned from the spirit. When you were transforming from the caterpillar to the spirit, it felt uncomfortable. Remember going into the cocoon, releasing everything, feeling the collective pain, and yet releasing and not running away from it and just centering and then being one with source. We're doing it again now, but on your own. Without the overwhelming frequencies of spirit to assist. Spirit is saying, you've got this, you can do it on your own. You don't need us to do it for you. This is where now you do it for you. We just wanted to give you the feeling of it so that you know it exists, so that you can see how it does shift. But even that shifting is pale in comparison to what you create when you willingly do it on your own. And that is what you are asked to do. And they're saying that is why it feels so weird, because you have been conditioned not to do anything for you. No. It was almost easy for you to do it for the spirit, with spirit guidance, right? Because you're so conditioned to do everything for everyone else. It was, oh, I'm just applying, no longer doing it for the external, now doing it for spirit, and spirit is guidance. Spirit is saying, now we want you not to do it for us. thinking, oh, but look at the gods and goddesses, look at how, like, you just keep giving us this reverence, and we're like, no, don't be human. You're not human. Stop it. You are source. You are just as masterful as we are. You are simply having a physical experiencing of it. And we're asking you now to claim the power that you are. You are the God, you are the goddess, you are the angel, you are the frequency, you are the unicorn, you are the fairy, you are the elven, you are those frequencies alive and well within this physical form that you are in. And it's time that you awaken those frequencies within Source and discover how it manifests in your physical life. But not for us, not for anything, but yourself. Do it for you. Why? Because you are worth it. Because you are Source. You are the creator. And we, Spirit, and all other realms which create through Source, all other frequencies, all other variations of you through Source, we are all thrilled and we are all excited and we are all, oh, we are so excited to witness, finally, how does it look like for humans to create with Source? We do not know. This is the first time we're going to experience it. And you are the ones experiencing it. And we're so excited for you because you did the work. You made it. You made it. You made it. This was the last shot, hey? This was it. If this didn't work, then that was a good try. Clearly the physical cannot connect, and it's just the way it is. And it would have been okay because we are Source experiencing ourselves infinitely, and we know that we're limitless, so we had a great trust it would work. And we are thrilled it did. And we have a great trust in you. We really do. And we're thrilled that you did it. But we can see that you are all tired. And we wish to ask you to not give up. Luckily, the momentum of your creative frequency is so powerful that you're going to experience the good fortune if you like it or not. The momentum you have built, you being Source in the physical, has created such a wave that you are going to experience the goodness. And when you do experience it, it's going to really help energize you and excite you, and you're going to really feel, yay. So we are not worried about that. But we do see the concern you have now, and the worry, and the maybe some of you giving up, you're no longer trusting, and it splinters your energy. It adds thickness, resistance to the momentum of blessings. And we wish you to have a swift transition into your abundance and your abundance and your blessings and your embodiment of Source. So yes, right now you are physically tired. We can tell even now, Kemet, this being, as you have also probably can tell, he's a bit tired, right? They are tired. And that is because of the physical shifting of energies, and you're all feeling it. So whether it is manifesting as tiredness, as a bit of laziness, it's not laziness, you're just slowing down. So many of you are saying you're lazy. Not lazy, you just allow yourself restoration. Some of you are having some physical manifest ailments and some ascension symptoms, more transformation symptoms, we would say, at this time anyway. So know that this period will also pass. And when you have locked in this powerful blending of source and physical gum, and the cycle of manifestation really sets in. It's already spinning, but there's a moment where it's just going to into place. And when that happens, well, we don't know, for we haven't been here. But what we feel, what we feel is absolute bliss, peace, happiness, celebration, joy, love. Aha moments and I knew it moments, and thank goodness I didn't give up moments, and finally moments, and gratitude moments, and relief moments, because yay, finally the energy gave in. You know, that's something's got to give, and for the longest time you had to give. For the longest time you had to align to source, you had to raise your frequency, you had to release, you had to purge. For the longest time you had to give. That was the healing. And finally the physical gives. The physical is source. The physical raises its frequency. The physical honors source. The physical releases all the obstacles to you, and the physical allows the embodiment of you. It's a powerful, it's a beautiful time. So, beautiful beings, be gentle with yourselves. Understand that this was a process. 2020 Perfect Vision Healing it was about a 3 to 4 year manifestation, integration, healing. And that cycle is about to end. And a new cycle of the infinity frequency is about to begin. And this 1111, you are going to receive the infinity frequency portal light codes in order for all of you to jump into the next reality, which is as within, without. We look forward to you experiencing that energy, for that is the frequency of alchemy. That is the frequency of source manifesting in the physical, of all transforming to love. You are a great blessing to creation. It's important that you know this. You, beautiful star seeds, healers, light workers, angels, elven, fairy folk, unicorn, centaur, however you know, galactics, you are these multi-vibrational beings, shaman, healer, high priestess. You know you. That we know. Just as Kemet understands their frequency, you understand your frequency. You know your special, unique, not out of this world frequency. You, yes you. You are a blessing to all of creation. And you have done what was thought of as the impossible. You have awakened source in the physical realm. This is a great honor and a huge achievement. So don't get distracted by what the humans are distracted by. Don't worry. Don't let it even concern you. That's not even part of your timeline anymore. That's so outdated, and you feel it whenever you pay attention to what's happening in the world. It just feels so outdated, right? Because it is. You are jumping timelines at a rapid pace, and you are to step into a world, a dimension, a frequency of creation, where finally that which is the source frequency of you is in, or rather the physical is in, because everything's honoring source, right? The physical is in match to that source frequency of you, and you then discover the full, authentic blooming, maturing manifestation of you. Much comes your way. Much comes your way. And you deserve every bit of it. Yes, you are left alone to your own devices right now. Don't panic. You have done brilliantly. There's just no need to guide you to source. You are at source. So just do what feels good to do for you each day. Trust in what you feel you want to be and what you want to do. And miraculously and beautifully, unlike before, where you were met with resistance, when it didn't want to take shape, when it wouldn't hold, where it would just stumble and fall apart, or you wouldn't get the support, or you wouldn't get the go-ahead, now you get the support, you get the go-ahead, you get the resources. Everything works. You were the missing ingredient. You had to be source in the physical, and everything was to literally get you to this point. So much, so much, so much, so much, so very, 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 very much, very, very much comes your way. There's no stopping it. This is a message from us to encourage you, to reassure you, to celebrate you, congratulate you on your powerful work done, and to reassure you that you are on the path, that you have done it, you have succeeded, and now it's time for you to experience it in a way which only you can, in a way which is destined, in a way of love. Blessed be